Because a lot of people know about it, but a lot of people don't.
If you're like the 20-year-old kids that I surfed with that both got melanoma at different times and got told the same thing by different doctors, keep surfing, you'll get it again, because their immune system was impaired because they ate at McDonald's every day, then this UVA will cause DNA damage to the point where you'll have mutations and eventually skin cancer.
Hey, Deb Nation, Dr. Porter here, and I'm here doing a tour of the tech hall at Biohacking, Dave Asprey's event in Dallas, and my good friend here, Guerry, who's I've been working with on other projects. Now we're here, he has products that help people with the sun. Since we're going into summer, it's important that we know about, tell me why somebody would want to worry about their sunscreen, because a lot of people know about it, but a lot of people don't.
So every other sunscreen that's made is 70% water, and the rest of it is other stuff, like oil, and if it's a mineral sunscreen, zinc oxide and or titanium dioxide. When you put water together with titanium dioxide or zinc oxide, it doesn't stay that way. It turns into a salt. So you may have heard that mineral sunscreens turn into toothpaste over time. Well, the reason they do is because they literally salt out, right? So what I've got is a mineral-based sunscreen. It's in glycerin. So if you give me your hand, I'll put a little bit on the back of it, right? And what you'll see is it doesn't turn your hand white because I chelate the zinc oxide with L-arginine. So as you can tell and you can smell it, it's not your everyday mineral sunscreen, right? And so why that's important is because it is not UVB that causes DNA damage. It's UVA. So UVB, which is on this plot here, deals with SPF. So for your head, for example, when you start to turn pink in the presence of the sun, what your body's telling you is two things. First of all, you got all the vitamin D you need for the day. And the second thing you're finding out is that vitamin D issue is that your skin is turning red and you should get the heck out of the sun.
Yeah.
Well, SPF and UVB are synonymous. SPF stands for sun protection factor. I really have been shocked. A lot of people at this show don't know that. So sun protection factor, if you take 20 minutes to turn pink like you and I do in the sun, times SPF 30, that's 600 minutes of protection. That's 10 hours of protection from only UVB. Has nothing to do with UVA. So UVA causes DNA damage, aging, and wrinkling. And if you're like the 20-year-old kids that I surfed with that both got melanoma at different times and got told the same thing by different doctors, keep surfing, you'll get it again, because their immune system was impaired because they ate at McDonald's every day, then this UVA will cause DNA damage to the point where you'll have mutations and eventually skin cancer. Unfortunately for us, if you live to be 65 in the United States, there's a 50-50 chance you'll get some form of skin cancer. Could be basal cells, could be carcinoma, could be melanoma, but it ain't good, right? So that plot shows everybody else's mineral sunscreen, which is in water and salts out because of the zinc oxide or the titanium dioxide. And this green line here is identical to the zinc oxide, pure zinc oxide absorbance curve right there. And that's identical to our sunscreen. So what I put on you, to make a long story short, is what the lifeguards put on their nose, I made into a lotion, right? And so today, when you're out in the sun, within 20 minutes, if you're like us, by definition, you're getting overexposed. So I like to surf, as you know, and you like to be out on the boat and then on the sound, right? And so the thing is, within 20 minutes, you're being overexposed, not only to UVB, but UVA. So if you don't do something, either cover up or get out of the sun, or use my sunscreen, you're going to be overexposed to UVA, and over a long period of time, that's going to cause DNA damage. And if your immune system's okay, you'll probably overcome it most of the time. But as we get older, unfortunately, our immune system gets impaired more, right? Of course, you're doing a lot of work to make sure that doesn't happen,
that's right? So how can people find out more about Third Rock?
Oh, that's simple. So just go to thirdrockessentials.com. It's the number 3, RD, ROCK, and then the word essentials.com. Third Rock Sunblock is the name of the company, but Third Rock Essentials is how we do business online. And we're on Amazon, but please go to our website because Jeff Bezos never calls me. Now, we also make other products. We make personal care products. We say if you wouldn't put it in your mouth, don't put it on your skin. So we make an alternative to Neosporin called Nutrisporin. Neosporin does not touch MRSA. Nutrisporin wipes it out. okay? Muhammad Ali died in the hospital in Louisville because of MRSA. People don't know that, but that's what happened. And of course, if they release that information, they lose their funding, right? We make an alternative to Vaseline called Neutrolium Gel. We make something called Itch Block, which is a highly concentrated version of the sunscreen, because people were using our sunscreen to get rid of poison ivy, to get rid of mosquito bite and bee stings. So this really works. It's like calamine lotion on steroids, pure zinc oxide. And then for the intelligent thread guys, which you know, right? I don't know if you interviewed with them, but I make for them tension release gel. We can't call it pain relief because of the FDA. So we had arnica gel, and we call it tension release gel, and they infuse their energy in that.
Yeah, my wife uses that every day. That's a great product.
Right. So you know it reduces inflammation big time, right? And then the night serum. So the night serum has bakuchinol instead of retinol A, because again, we say if you wouldn't put it in your mouth, don't put it in your skin. Retinol A is a synthetic, but bakuchinol is a plant extract. And then we take that and we mix that with hyaluronic acid, and we mix it in our gel, the same gel that has two ingredients, which are glycerin and pteroglucoside. Pteroglucoside's a plant fat, and glycerin you know. And so that's this product, and they infuse their energy into that. And then over here, we also make liver cleanse. We call it hangover block. So I don't know if you know that product or not.
I don't.
So last night you could have used that.
Yeah.
So I have a Korean patent attorney colleague, and all he does is drink and do business development around the world for his patent business, right? And he said to me about 3 years ago, he says, you have that hangover block stuff? He goes, I want to try that. So I said, okay, Jay. He says, well, what do I do with it? I said, in your case, because you're sloshed every night, you drink the whole bottle. So he says, when? I said, before you go to bed. Well, then he goes up to his room, he works for 4 more hours, calls Seoul, Korea, where he's off, and then takes it, right? He says, I'm gonna meet you at 8 o'clock down here in the lobby at the elevator, just like our show, right? Comes down at 8 o'clock in the morning, he has this in his hand, and he goes, it works. So that's the liver cleanse. It has 4 herbs in it. The herbs are dandelion, alfalfa, ginseng, and catnip. Those are the 4 herbs that come from an Hawaiian farm, and we use magnesium citrate because magnesium citrate cleanses the liver. So one ingredient in there to cleanse, and the other 4 to support the liver health. And that's what's in the liver cleanse and hangover block, same product. And then we also make deodorant spray, breath spray, D3K2. So we make zinc, chelated zinc oxide. That's chelated with citric acid. And then we also make D3K2, which is vitamin D, which we chelate with citric acid. And K2, you should always have the K with the D to modulate the vitamin D in your serum level. And then breath freshener, which is with, this has spearmint oil in it. It's our silver with our spearmint oil in it. And the deodorant spray, which is jojoba and aloe. And those both of those products, we add the silver to make sure the bacteria doesn't grow. Dead bacteria causes odor. So that's what these products are about.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we also make the silver spray itself, which is this one right here, which I carry with me in the airport in the airplane instead of hand sanitizer, which is alcohol based. This is just water and silver basically, but it's chelated with citric acid. So those are our product. That's our product line.
That's good. No, that's fine. So go to
www, of course, Third Rock, the number 3RD, Third Rock. Essentials, ESSENTIALS, the whole word, thirdrockessentials.com.
And you'll see that in the show notes, and so you can get that. So thanks, Gary. Thanks for doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Thanks for doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, love it.